Picture this. It's laundry day, you reach for the softener, and the bottle's empty again. Third time this month, you've had to remember to add it to the list, drive to the store, and pay for something you'll be back for in 3 weeks. Now picture never having that moment again. Not because you found a bigger bottle, because you stopped needing a bottle at all. Tonight, I'm going to show you exactly why that bottle keeps running out so fast in the first place, what's actually happening to your clothes every time you use it, and the one-time purchase sitting in almost nobody's laundry room that replaces it completely for years without a single refill. Let's get into it. If you're new here, hit subscribe. And drop a comment telling me how often you actually run out of fabric softener mid-load. I want real numbers. I think it's more of you than you'd expect. Here's the part that actually explains why that bottle empties so fast. Fabric softener works by coating every single fiber in your laundry with a thin layer of what's called a cationic surfactant, a molecule that carries a positive charge and clings directly onto your fabric, which carries a slight negative charge of its own. That coating is doing real work. It lubricates the fibers so they glide instead of rubbing, and it neutralizes the static charge that builds up as clothes tumble together in the dryer. But a coating has to be reapplied every single wash to keep working. Because it doesn't stay on the fabric permanently, some of it rinses away, some of it wears off in the dryer, and by the next load, you're starting from zero again. That's the whole business model. Not that it's a bad product, just that it's designed to be consumed over and over forever, and here's something worth knowing that most people never connect to their softener bottle at all. That same coating that makes clothes feel soft is exactly what makes towels less absorbent over time. It's a documented trade-off. The oily film sitting on the fiber surface interferes with how well cotton actually soaks up water, which is the towel's entire job. If your towels have felt like they need longer and longer to actually dry you off over the years. That's very likely the softener talking, not the towel wearing out. So here's what replaces it completely. Wool dryer balls, a small set of dense wool spheres you toss directly into the dryer with your wet laundry. No pouring, no measuring, no bottle sitting under your sink waiting to run empty at the worst moment. The way these actually work is genuinely different from a chemical softener, not just a natural imitation of it. As the dryer tumbles, the balls bounce between layers of wet fabric and physically wedge them apart, which lets hot air move through the load instead of getting trapped between clumped, damp clothes. That improved airflow is what actually speeds up drying. Tests on this have found drying time drops by roughly 14 to 25% depending on the load, which adds up to real energy and time saved over a year of laundry. Wool is also naturally absorbent, so the balls pull some moisture out of your clothes as they tumble, and that slightly higher humidity inside the dryer is what helps keep static from building up in the first place, since static forms far more easily in bone-dry conditions than humid ones. Here's how you actually use them. 3 balls for a small or medium load, 5 to 6 for a large one, towels or bedding, straight in with your wet clothes at the start of the cycle. If you want a scent, add 2 to 4 drops of essential oil onto a single ball and let it soak in for a few minutes first. You're choosing exactly what touches your clothes instead of trusting an undisclosed fragrance blend in a bottle. I want to be honest about where this doesn't quite match a store-bought softener because overselling you here wouldn't actually help you. Independent testing on static specifically found the reduction from wool balls is real, but modest, one measured static instances dropping from about 4 per load to 3. That's a genuine improvement, not a dramatic one. If static is your single biggest laundry complaint and you're hoping for it to disappear entirely, wool balls alone probably won't get you all the way there. 2 easy fixes close most of that remaining gap. Lower your dryer's heat settings, since over-drying on high heat is what generates the worst static to begin with, and pull your clothes out the moment they're dry instead of leaving them tumbling in leftover heat. Clipping a plain metal safety pin onto one ball also helps. It acts almost like a small lightning rod discharging static as the load spins. Now let's talk about why never runs out isn't an exaggeration here. A good set of wool dryer balls typically lasts 500 to 1,000 loads, which for most households means years, not weeks. That's the entire point. One purchase and you're done thinking about fabric softener as a recurring errand. Compare that to the bottle you keep running out of, or dryer sheets, which are single use by definition, one sheet, one load, straight into the trash, forever repeating. There's a small bit of upkeep worth knowing about, though it's nothing like remembering to restock a bottle. Over months of use, wool balls pick up lint and gradually lose a bit of their moisture absorbing capacity, if you notice static creeping back after several months. Toss the balls into a thin sock, wash them on hot, then run them through a hot-dry cycle by themselves. That refreshes them and typically restores their performance. No need to buy a new set. Here's why this matters even more if you're renting, particularly if you're using a shared laundry room or a machine that isn't fully yours to maintain. Liquid softener residue is a known contributor to buildup inside washing machines over time, especially in front-load and high-efficiency models, and that buildup can eventually affect performance or trigger a service call. Wool balls leave nothing behind in the machine at all, nothing for a landlord or building management to ever notice, and nothing sitting in a dispenser drawer you're responsible for cleaning out. Here's the complete picture. A bottled softener works by coating your fibers with a surfactant that has to be reapplied every wash, gradually reducing towel absorbency and leaving residue in your machine along the way. Wool balls work through physical separation and moisture absorption instead, genuinely cutting drying time, offering a real, if more modest, static improvement you can boost with lower heat and prompt removal, and lasting years from a single purchase with almost no upkeep. 2 honest notes before you go. First, if you're drying something genuinely delicate or prone to snagging, check the care label first, since the balls do physically bounce around the load. Second, the single biggest upgrade to your laundry isn't the softener or the dryer balls at all, it's simply not over drying your clothes. Pull them the moment they're dry and you'll notice less static and less wear no matter what method you're using. Hit like if you've been the person restocking that bottle every few weeks without really thinking about it. Drop a comment telling me if you're making the switch. Share this with someone who's still buying fabric softener every single month out of habit. Click the next video for more. Subscribe if you haven't. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.